little bit loose there on, we put 2 tires on and getting down the corner, all of a sudden I got hit in the back end and around I went. And, you can't do anything about it. Just impatience, I hate it for UAW and Delphi. All these guys, they're working hard, and we thought we had a pretty good car. Just, you can't end up in the fence.
Glad to see you're okay. See it poking up.
And that's the thing, like Joe said there, when you get hit getting into the corner, BP, there's nothing you're going to do about it. You can save a car if you get hit in the center or coming off, but when you're going in, that car is just on the verge of breaking loose anyway. You're just along for the run.
It's kind of like losing control on ice. If you do it on brakes, there's nothing you can do. If you on the throttle, you've got some kind of hope.
Boy, Dale Jr.'s flying.
Oh, he is. He is really, really fast.
Just past Jeff Gordon to move up to 7th. He's working Mike Skinner over for 6th.
And right here's what we were talking about earlier. See how he gets underneath him. Now he can run side by side, or at least have a fender on him down the straightaway. But Mike won't be able to keep him down there. You just saw Mike point. He put his hand out the window, pointed to the left, which means go ahead. You can have it, which was really a smart move because Mike could have lost a lot more positions if he tried running side by side through there.
It's mentioned that Kirk Shelmerdine has gone to the garage and retired his car from the day, and Morgan Shepherd has also just taken his car back to the garage area.
All right. Wally, you watch the miles per hour. I'll watch the RPM. How's that?
Okay.
I'll tell you, you got the red hand. They'll watch everything for us. Look at this. 9,200 RPMs. Is that how much?
156 mile an hour.
Wow. Down to a low of 5,600. And actually, this straightaway, they tell me, is a little bit faster.
Well, we'll see here.
You'll see 87, 89, 91, almost 9,200 down that one.
155 there. They're pretty even.
But very fast for a 1-mile track with little banking. Jeff Gordon, 8th place. Jeremy Mayfield, 9th, racing it out there.
And you can see Jeremy had a fender on him, but just couldn't pull out of the hole to keep him beside him.
And while we watch this, let's update you. The word from pit road is that Jeremy's teammate Bill Elliott, they're changing a carburetor on that car to see if they can get it fired up. He's still sitting there losing time. 8 laps down now. So tough luck for today's pole sitter Elliott, as he has got troubles early. Rusty Wallace is your leader. Tony Stewart, Ricky Rudd, Ricky Craven, and Sterling Marlin, the championship leader, round out the top 5.
Stacker 2 presents the New England 300 on TNT. Today's race is brought to you by Stacker 2, the world's strongest fat burner. Burn fat, crush cravings, and supercharge your energy. By Team Monte Carlo, the cars more champions depend on. Chevy will be there. By Walmart, always low prices, always. And by Touchstone Pictures, signs coming to theaters everywhere August 2nd.
Rusty Wallace leads the New England 300, presented by Stacker 2. Tony Stewart just a couple of car lengths behind him. We're at lap 54 now. Had 3 caution flags in the early going. Dave Blaney, Jimmy Spencer, and Joe Nemechek, the drivers all involved in spins. Bill Elliott's back on track, 13 laps down. He's back in 40th place, but is back running once again, today's pole sitter. All right, let's make our singular call to the pits. We'll dial up old Mr. Weber here. What do you got for us, Bill?
Well, following the race leader, Rusty Wallace, as we take you through the field. Rusty's car is just a little bit loose on entry. He wants to make an air pressure adjustment to the right rear and the left front tire, and possibly a wedge adjustment as well. Clear sailing in front of Rusty, but right behind him is Tony Stewart, Matt.
And Bill, Tony Stewart has one IRL win here on the Magic Mile and one Winston Cup victory, trying for a second this afternoon. Much like the final practice session on Saturday, Tony's race car is loose on entry, not bad in the middle, and pretty decent, he says, up off the corner. He's only 157 markers out of first. They're trying, though, to gain back some consistency. Some DNFs earlier in the year have dropped them back to 15 points, but they feel like this is going to be an important stretch for them. Ricky Rudd is back in the 3rd position. Remember, he won back at Sonoma, but they've made a lot of headlines this year for all the wrong reasons. The team, the focus of what's going to happen to this race team next year, they've had to try to put the uncertainty about who will be behind the wheel out of their minds and just focus on winning and gaining back some consistency in top 5s that could start here today.
money issues have been settled a month and a half ago. There really never was money issues really to speak of. Where the issue is I want to make sure that I want Robert to put some assurances that we're going to have the same team as we've got now as we do for next year. This is a great race team. This Haviland team it can win at any given time, and I just want assurances that our guys don't get moved over to a third team. I want to keep this group together.
Caution's out. It looks like Elliott Sadler spun and kept going and didn't hit anything, but the caution is out for fourth time in the race.
Well, there goes Elliott around the racetrack, and you're right. If he spun, he definitely kept on going.
I believe it was up in turn 4 where he looped around. And so yellow flag once again. Let's take a look at what happened from Elliott Sadler's perspective.
Well, okay, there we see him on the outside of Robbie Gordon. And you're right. He does a 360. Steve Grissom goes by.
Whoa.
Brett Bodine takes evasive action on board with it. Listen.
That was the one that almost got him.
Hey, remember last week, Discover Card Countdown to the Green from Chicago? I think we ought to have the Joey Chitwood Award.
Yeah. There you go.
Flying 360.
Dave knows what that feels about.
Yes, he does. And Sadler has resumed in 37th place, last car on the lead lap.
It's going to be interesting to see. I can't see how Rusty and these other cars can stay out with a chance to pit. Well, here they all come.
Question, will Mark Martin, who pitted on the first caution, come in this time?
Mark's in.
Marty?
An amazing run for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Guys, there's an open pit behind him now because Joe Nemechek's out of the race. Started 28 up to 5th. No changes. 4 tires. Bill Weber.
Rusty Wallace wanted a pound of air pressure out of the right rear of the left front. In turn 3, he told him put the air back in the right rear, just change the left front. 4 tires and fuel. His car was a little loose, Matt.
Tony Stewart and Ricky Rutter pitted side by side. Stewart a little free on entry. They're going to try to shuffle the air pressure to fix his race car. He's down and away. The 28 is blocked in by the 24. He loses some positions off pit road. An air pressure adjustment for Ricky Rutter, both outside tires. Dave.
Sterling Marlin's crew changed 4 tires and raised a track bar. He was a little bit tight coming off the corner. It was a good stop. He got off pit road cleanly.
Boy, how many spots did Jeff Gordon lose? About 20 on pit road.
37. Well, he came down pit road 6th. BP, we'll see where he came back out. Let's check the camera at the end of pit road and see how they came out. What a rush that pit stop was. 37 lead lap cars all in there at once.
Matt Kenseth, last week's Golden Benny Award winning team. And we see Jeff Burton, Kevin Harvick.
Now those are guys who stopped earlier. So these were their second stops. And probably did not take 4 tires there.
Oh, yeah.
We'll follow up on that after this commercial break. New leader here at New Hampshire is Brett Bodine, who has not pitted. Matt Kenseth was 21st when the caution came out. He's now the leader. Jeff Burton took fuel only. He's second. Kevin Harvick is third. And then the first of the guys who were the leaders before the caution, Tony Stewart, running in 4th. Kevin Harvick's team got 2 tires only. That's what got them up to 3rd.
See, Matt Kenseth's there wiggling on the car. He didn't take tires, so he got a lot of debris on those hot tires, so he's trying to clean them off there. That's where you saw him wiggle right before he got into turn 3.
Here's Tony Stewart taking 3rd away from Kevin Harvick. Harvick must have some junk on his tires.
And this racetrack is bad about that. These cars leave a lot of rubber on the racetrack. You see a lot of buildup on the racetrack. The flat tracks are all like that. And you pick up a lot of that debris, Benny, and it takes a while to clean it off.
And look at Junior go by Tony Stewart and move into the, let's see, that's the 4th spot, 3rd spot. And he's hunting for Jeff Burton right now. Man, he's working. When I say working, I mean the chassis is really letting that car here to the racetrack.
Yeah, he's got a great race car is what he's got. There's the serial scoring on Dale Jr. Up ahead, Bill Elliott has gotten by Matt Kenseth. But remember, Elliott spent 13 laps on pit road earlier with that engine problem, and so he just got one of them back, but he's way down in 39th spot. How about Dale Jr., Marty?
He's running pretty good, I would say, and the car had a slight push to start off with on that last run, guys, and we have a wreck on the racetrack. Robbie Gordon into the wall.
No, he didn't hit the wall. Something happened to the car, and he went up, looked like he was going to hit the wall, but he got just about the time he got to it, he steered away from it. We can see the right front tire still has Goodyear Eagle on it, so I think he just got pushed up out of the groove and got in that debris that you were talking about a moment ago, Wally, and couldn't steer it.
Last November's winner with problems here. Here's a look.
Let's see if there's any contact. No, he just gets up high, and the car will not turn. He goes up, looks like he's going in the wall, but, you know, just about the time he got there, it steered away from him.
Second place, Dale Jr. still on the move. And through. He's going to wear him out if he gets out in front.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not seeing him have any of this aero push problem right now, the way he's diving underneath these race cars.
He's able to turn, and we see Warren Burton with the same problem down in 3 and 4, it looks like.
Now, let's talk about this track. There was construction done to it that we documented in Countdown to Green. Some of the drivers in the Truck Series race yesterday were talking about sealer. This racetrack was not sealed. It's not sealer that's coming up and giving it fits, nor is it a problem with the paving.
They repaved the racetrack. They completely rebuilt the racetrack. These corners that we see, the black part we see, all that is brand new. That's been rebuilt and repaved. If anything, it's just debris off the tires that's giving them a problem.
They run a lot of different classes of race cars in a race weekend here at New Hampshire. So you get the NASCAR Federal Light Modifieds, the NASCAR First North cars, yesterday the Craftsman trucks, plus the Winston Cup cars all running here. And all of those different kinds of rubber mixing together kind of get scrubbed back up onto the racetrack and can make for some really slick conditions as the race goes on.
I saw a puff of smoke off of Mike Skinner's car coming off of turn 2, and he may have a flat. No? Be worse than a flat tire.
Come down there and let you look at it, but it blew up.
Oh, no!
That's too bad.
Puff of smoke meant engine smoke, huh?
I was hoping it was a tire, not the motor.
Yeah, 10-4.
Here we go for the race lead. Junior underneath Matt Kenseth. Couldn't make that one stick.
Matt's car gets better and better the longer he runs on these tires, Wally. He told Robbie Reiser on the restarts, I'm not going to be that good. You're going to have to give me a few laps before these tires will come in. Again, he just did the gas and go for track positions. He's been in 3 separate wrecks already today, but he's leading the race.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot, Bill, this year, that these guys, really, these tires are very consistent. Take a look at maybe what happened to Mike Skinner. I just caught him out of the corner of my eye when they coming out of turn 2, and I saw a puff of smoke. Here you see Jimmy Johnson on the inside of Mike, and that was right there tire smoke, because Jimmy was leaning on Mike a little bit, but must have blew the motor at the exact same time.
Yeah, that's definitely that right front tire rubbing the quarter panel on the forecar, but you're right. About that time, the leader, Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the lead, to the delight of 101,000 people. Well, maybe not 101,000.
Yeah, there's a few Ricky Craven fans.
Yeah, that's right.
Earnhardt Jr., 5th different driver to lead the race. Rusty Wallace has led 59 laps. Matt Kenseth was out in front for a dozen. Brett Bodine and Mike Skinner have also led a lap apiece. Trouble front stretch. Casey Atwood and John Andretti.
And those two cars look like they're welded together as I look down on them.